Republic of Liberia, Tuesday, March 11, 2025. Agenda of all of this is 1, call to order, 2, devotion, 3, roll call, 4, re-adoption of the agenda, 5, unfinished business, 6, report of standing committees. A, report from the joint committee comprising hydrocarbon, energy and environment, and judiciary, human rights, claims and petitions on the proposal to unbundle the downstream petroleum subsector and the activities of the Liberian Petroleum Refining Company, LPRC. B, briefing for the joint committee comprising transport, mines and energy, judiciary, human rights, claims and petitions, and consensus and investment on a matter of alleged disenfranchisement of Liberian-owned businesses by concession companies. Briefing again from the Committee on Public Accounts and Audits on a comprehensive audit of the implementation of funds provided by the USAID to various ministries and agencies of the government of Liberia covering fiscal year 2018 to present. D, briefing from the Joint Committee comprising Foreign Affairs, Ways, Means, Finance, and Budget, and Defense, Security, Intelligence, and Veteran Affairs on an expression of interest to host an Ecowas institution or agency in Liberia. E, briefing from the Joint Committee, General Affairs, Governance, and Reconciliation, Defense, Security, Intelligence, and Veteran Affairs, and Judiciary, Human Rights, claims and petitions regarding potential conflict developing in the Christian community, meaning the United Methodist Church of Liberia. 7, business on President's desk. A, communication from Senator Eddie M. Stowe Jr. of Wami County, requesting urgent financial and living challenges faced by Liberian scholarship students in Morocco. B, communication from Senator Creighton Donkey of Sino County, requesting the appearance of the Managing Director of the National Port Authority regarding the debargoed condition of the Samuel Alfred Ross Port of Greenville, Sino County. C, communication from Senator Momo T. Cyrus of Lupa County, is praying for the appearance of the Minister of Transport and the Director General of the National Transport Authority, the NTA, regarding the Liberian National Police no-go-soon policy for commercial motorcyclists in Monrovia. D, communication from Senator Lemony T.H. Batekwa of Grand Crew County on a request for the appearance of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Minister of Public Works, and the Minister of Finance and Development Planning. And E, communication from Senator Daba Mabandi Bapla of Grand Cape County on a request of leave of absence. H, another business, non-adjournment. President Pro Tem and presiding officer, distinguished senators, the reading of the proposed agenda for today's sitting.
Distinguished colleagues, you've heard the reading of the agenda for today's sitting. What is your will and pleasure? Senators, open up.
Just read, be received, and be open for discussion.
It has been moved and seconded that the draft agenda just read be open for discussion. Are you ready to vote? All in favor say yea. Against? Any intervention? Yeah. Grand Jury 1.
Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues, But my concern here is that I want for plenary to please go into the matter, the issue about Japanese grants. Now, been hearing all around. So, the past and present government can tell the Liberian people what actually we can deal with Japanese grants. AOB.
For a blue suit, we'll consider that.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, thank you, Project. Distinguished colleagues. On our AOB, can we kind of look at the issue of the patent right issue to get briefing from the committee? Because I raised the patent right almost a month now, and we have heard nothing about it. Can we?
It was already raised?
Yes, it was raised. Can we put on AOB to find out what we have to do?
Any other?
Yep. Observation on business on President D. Communication concerns about Ecowas. There's no purpose stated for that appearance, so probably the Secretary will say what the appearance will be about. Those are appearance of it.
Yeah, what's the appearance about in the communication? So please find out what the appearance is about, do a revised agenda for the record to circulate. Already now, we're talking about intervention to the agenda. All right.
We have an agenda.
Any other intervention? With no intervention, can we get a motion to adopt the agenda? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say yea. Again? Secretary of the Senate.
The communication from Senator Snow of Bonnie.
Is there a Snow here? Okay, so we defer that.
Second communication from Senator Duncan of Sino.
Is Senator Creighton talking here? Defer.
Third is a communication from Senator Momo Cyrus of Lupa. March 5. March 5.
Secretary of the Senate. Approach the speaker. Senator. Yeah, you can read the communication from Senator Snow. And the first C.
Office of Chairman on Concession Investment. Oh, sorry. March 10, 2025, Senator Yomi Kanga Lawrence, President for Temporary, Liberian Senate Session, Capitol, Building, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. Madam President for Temporary, reference request for plenary attention to urgent financial and living challenges faced by Liberian scholarship students in Morocco. I present my compliments and right to bring to your attention the critical financial and living difficulties confronting Liberian students studying in the Kingdom of Morocco under the government of Liberia's bilateral scholarship program. These students have formally submitted a resolution dated February 27, 2025. See attached. Outlining their grievances which demand urgent national intervention after several engagements with the Ministry of Education through FUTA. According to the resolution, the students are experiencing severe hardships, including but not limited to 1, non-disbursement of financial allowances, leaving them in dire conditions. B, absence of primary dormitory accommodations, forcing them into costly private rentals. 3, unexpected financial burdens, such as registration fees, residence permit costs, and rental expenses which were not disclosed before their departure, or language barriers affecting academic progress exacerbated by the lack of structural support. Madam President pro tempore and distinguished Madam President pro tempore and distinguished colleagues, may I state that these challenges do not only hinder the students' academic pursuits, but also threaten their well-being. As beneficiaries of a government-sponsored program, they should not be left struggling in a foreign land. Given the importance of this matter, I therefore request that there is urgent consideration to engage the relevant organs of national government, particularly the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning and Education, to ensure immediate relief, as well as the establishment of a structured support system for future scholarship recipients. I'm confident that under your leadership, the Senate will act swiftly to address these concerns and uphold Liberia's commitment to its students abroad. Please accept, Madam President pro tempore, the assurances of my highest esteem. Regards, Edwin Loving School Junior, Senator from May County. Madam President pro tempore.
Distinguished colleagues, you've heard the reading of the communication from Senator Snow expressing concerns about scholarship students in Morocco. What is your word and pleasure? Senator Snow, your communication is on the floor. We are looking for a motion. You're distracting. Yeah. Communication expressing concerns about scholarship students in Morocco. LOFA 2. LOFA 1.
My friend will not change.
Madam pro tempore, with your permission, I'd like to move that the communication just read from our distinguished senator on the plight of our children in Morocco be received and passed on to the Committee on Education for investigation and report to plenary within reasonable time. And with their permission to get 2 minutes insight from the author of the communication. I so move.
We've already stated the motion. Are you ready to vote? On readiness by you and I in Riverside seat. And on readiness, Senator Finley.
Sit down, man. Move from there. Pro tem, distinguished senators, I'll be ready to vote. Movement. If you can include the Committee on Foreign Affairs.
Move that. And on readiness. With that clear, are you ready to vote? All in favor say yea. Against? Senator Smoke, 2 minutes.
Pro tem, as the letter is self-explanatory, it is quite embarrassing for us as a government to send our students on government scholarship, and we do not give them necessary support. So in Morocco, our students, they are having similar situation. The government have not been able to remit support to them for their living. We will just need to do a holistic through foreign affairs, education, and ways and means. Do a holistic plan as to our students are outside. If we're not ready to send the students, we should not send them. And this is not limited to any particular government. There's an age-old problem in Liberia. And I think we need to just address it once and for all. Because we cannot send the students outside, then we can give them the support, and then we just leave them. Especially, these cases where we have females. Then you subject them to a different kind of living condition, which is not fair for our people. So I submit, and I want to ask plenary indulgence to please take this matter seriously to reduce the image of our foreign students abroad. Thank you, President.
Thank you. Was there any time frame to that motion? 2 weeks. Okay, so the Senate might be closing at the end of the month. When we open this session, we ask all of the committees to give a quarterly report. And that reporting will start next week, Tuesday. It will be a good thing if the joint committee can work with the relevant ministries and agencies to give us a complete report on the status of foreign scholarships. So I think that should be added in the report from the foreign committee. So just so all the committee chairs know that as of Tuesday, we'll start to do a summary of our quarterly report. Thank you. Secretary of the Senate. Ways, Means and Finance, added on the committee. It was not in the motion. So the committee can work with them. Yes. Well, it's not in the motion, but the committee can work with all of these relevant committees to get the right answers. Senator Finley?
The plenary made a decision, and I think that's the highest.
So that's why we say it's not part of the motion, but committee can work with Ways and Means for relevant for information needed for their work.
Can we make an amendment to that motion? Yes.
The motion passed already.
I can say amend any motion. After motion reconsideration.
The motion passed. Motion of reconsideration denied. The committees can work with any committee they want to work with to get information. Yeah. You can still get information from Ways and Means. Secretary of the Senate.
Communication from Senator Immunity is particular of Grand Creek County.
Senator is not here to. Oh, here he comes. Senator Patrick will almost defer your letter. Is that the right?
March 10, 2025, Madam Yongli Kanga Lawrence, President. I have the honor to convey my compliments and herewith bring to the attention of the Senate plenary the protracted delay of some donor-funded partners to the country with the intention of accelerating Liberia's national rules development program in the country. Unfortunately, since those commitments were made and people of the affected areas got excited, they are yet to be fulfilled. It is therefore important to know who is responsible for the delay. Is it the government of Liberia or the donor countries? For instance, Madam Pro Tem and fellow colleagues, the below listed projects in the Southeast are of serious concern. One, on December 10, 2018, The Economic Community of West African States, Ecowas Bank for Development and Investment, EBID, signed a memorandum of understanding MOU with the Liberian government to provide 100 million under the sponsorship of the Indian government for phase 1 of the Coastal Highway project. According to the agreement, phase 1 will include 96.6 kilometers of highway from Barclayville, Grand Creek County, passing through the town of Silestein, ending in the town of Clonie, Sino County. From 2018 to present, the project is yet to start. 2. In 2021, the African Development Bank, ACDB, made additional commitment to the government of Liberia to provide financial support for the pavement of 60 kilometers of road from Kelipo, Kanwe-Ken, River G County to Putuken in Grand Junior County. From that time of the present, nothing has been done on that corridor. 3. Moreover, the 40-kilometer road corridor from Kalokan, Marion County to Fishtown, River G County that started under the sponsorship of the African Development Bank, ACDB, has since been abandoned in 2020. What is the reason for its abandonment? Indeed, the above-named donor partners road projects and many others around the country that were promised to the government of Liberia are yet to either start or be fully completed. We therefore need to know what is responsible for the delays. In view of the above, I kindly request the Senate plenary to invite the Ministers of Foreign Affairs, Public Works and Finance and Development Planning to explain to this august body what is responsible for the delay of the implementation of these critical road projects. Madam Pro Tem and distinguished colleagues, while I look forward to your timely action in this vein, please accept the sentiments of my highest esteem and best wishes. Kind regards, yours, sincerely yours, nominee T.H. Patekwa, Senator Grand Creek County, and Chairman Senate Committee on Concession and Investment. Madam President Pro Tem, the presiding officer, the reader for communication from Senator Patekwa of Grand Creek County.
Distinguished colleagues, you've heard the reading of a communication from Senator Batikwa requesting a joint appearance of Foreign Affairs Minister, Minister of Public Works, Minister of Finance and Development Planning on the issue of roads. What is your will and pleasure? Rivers S1.
Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues, I moved, if I can obtain a second, that this important communication from the distinguished Senator Grand Crew be given to a joint committee comprising Public Works, Foreign Affairs, and Ways and Means to contact the government ministries, invite them to hear from them and report to plenary in a reasonable time.
Over restating that motion, are you ready to vote?
Ready?
On readiness?
Yes.
Senator Sarah?
I will be ready to vote by the Pro Tem and the colleagues if our colleague can give us a specific time rather than reasonable time. Reasonable time is not time. A specific time.
Moving.
Well, if that
Specific time for to do a presentation? Or to report? You didn't set a time?
Okay, in 2 weeks, considering our break.
Okay. Any other on readiness? With that clear, I'm ready to vote. All in favor say yea. Against. Senator Batikwa, you got 2 minutes.
Madam President, distinguished colleagues,
Well, please hold on. Senator Brown, Senator Yantwine, Senator Brown, fine, Senator Yantwine, fine. Yeah. Senator Amarcona, you got him?
Yes.
Senator Brown, Senator Yantwine, Senator Cyrus, and Senator Lukwe.
Order.
Okay.
Okay. Madam Presiding, distinguished colleagues, I thought to bring this attention to the board of the Senate. One of the critical problems our country is faced with is the issue of this road business, roads network. And I think it is in this vein, recognizing the serious problem Liberia is faced with, our partners are making these commitments to the country. But it's disheartening when these commitments are made and the areas and the people in those areas are excited, looking up to their fulfillment. It's hard for these projects to be implemented. A case in point, as indicated in the communication, is the commitment made by the Indian government through the Ecowas Bank to support the construction of a coastal highway which is supposed to begin from Barclayville going through Greenville, Sino County. Since 2018, that agreement was signed. We have been looking up to its fulfillment up to present. Nothing has been done. When you go to the Ministry of Public Works, you had it really yes, when definitely the road will start. Not only that, the road that is coming from Kanta going to happen, which of course we thought was going to be the easier way of getting on that side. African Development Bank made an additional commitment to support a pavement of 60 kilometers, starting from Kiripo County, coming to Putukin in Grand Jara County. In 2021, since that time, nothing has been done. That road is yet to be touched. They even started the second stretch from Harper coming to Karaoke in Maryland, and then from Karaoke to Fishtown. From the time they started around since 2020, they had left that road. It's still there, it has not been completed. Why is the problem? Madam Presiding, distinguished colleagues, I think we were here when China, the Chinese, through their support towards the construction of maybe the first overhead bridges in our country. They said it was supposed to start in March. We are going to the middle of March. Nothing has been heard about that. Nobody. Nothing. Even after the same Chinese government, through the public works, made a commitment to say from Cassidy Boulevard coming through 12th Street, they were going to assist the government to build access of road. Nothing we can hear from about that. We were here when the same Indian government again that decided to support us with they talk about Barry Island coming from battery factory to passing through Barry Island to come. And that commitment was made to the government of Liberia. It was not to a specific government, it's to the people of Liberia. Where is the process of the Barry Island and the road that passes through Barry Island coming to join Broad Street? When will that start? Madam, you will not hear a public works did not intervene about the
So there's so many there, go ahead.
Yeah, it's still going, madam. The Japanese commitment they made, starting from the Gabriel Toko Bridge, the public works did not intervene. That they were going to still be in that problem. What really is the problem that the donor projects? Is it our government or the donor? Can we really be told clearly what is responsible? that's why that's why I think the Senate entitled to that information. Can we invite the Minister of Foreign Affairs? Can we invite the Minister of Public Works and the Minister of Finance that is liaising with these donor partners for and on behalf of the government to tell us clearly what is responsible for the commitment of these projects? Where do people tired? Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Batikwa. So, with our commitment for the quarterly report, I think all of the committees should have a very aggressive and intense working session this week so we can get answers to some of these concerns. The Public Works Committee was asked during the opening to give a list of roads and timeline and the statuses of what we needed to do for completion. And I'm sure that will be in a report. So for committee hearings this week and next week will be intense work. Thank you. Secretary of the Senate, Deputy, please approach the presiding. Secretary of the Senate.
No. I think Indian government. Indian government.
If I don't argue with the Prime Minister,
They must stay your friend.
They're my friend.
oh, I give you permission. You want to argue with my friend? I did not argue. It's like this, Minister tell you. Prime Minister and the Prime Minister for Federals.
Yeah, no.
To go disrupt. Well, you don't get the permission for you. So February is dead.
The preaching, I'm going.
Daba Mabandi Fabla of Grand Cape County, March 8, 2025. Senator Nyomikanga Lawrence, President pro tempore in the Liberian Senate. Dear Madam President pro tempore and distinguished colleagues, reference excused for a period of 2 weeks to attend the 2025 CSW. Please excuse me from session beginning Monday, March 10 to 23, 2025. I'm a part of the Liberian delegation to the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women, CSW, which is being held at the UN headquarters in New York, USA from March 10 to 21, 2025. While I'm away, the co-chair on health, Senator Thomas Yaya Nimle, can be contacted for any issue and needs the committee's attention. Thank you for your kind and usual understanding and support. Yours sincerely, Daba Mabandi Fabla, Senator, Grand Cape County. Madam Presiding.
So that was an excuse letter from Senator Fabla and his notice. Thank you, Secretary of Senate.
We have a joint report from the Committee on Hydrocarbon, Energy and Environment, and Judiciary on the proposal to unbundle the downstream petroleum subsector and the activities of the Liberia Petroleum Refining Company, the PRC.
Do we have a report or is it for briefing? Yeah, so we have a list of items for briefings because the time frame for reporting have expired. So we'd like to hear from the committee chairs. So, no, there was a briefing. So we want to hear from the chair of the committee who's in charge. Yeah, where are we? Where are we on the reporting? You have a timeline that has expired.
They don't care. No problem, distinguished colleagues. So, problem we have our first hearing. It was a very successful hearing. In the hearing, revealed a lot of things. We have a hearing, was the first hearing, and the hearing revealed a lot of things. To include the general operation of LPRC. LPRC was the end of presentation, the road funking, NOCA was here and observed the process. But during the first hearing, a lot of things were revealed, and we now decided to schedule the second hearing, which was scheduled for today, after session. NOCA, LPRC, LRA, Road Fund, Law Reform Commission. This morning we got here, see a speech from NOCA that the acting CEO has gone to Ghana on an urgent trip. They're asking for permit. LPRC, the seat. So put them with, and last week, the same situation they asked for rescheduling. This week they have asked again. So we decided today, after session, the committee will meet and we gave them a definite time. Not one person running those entities. So if the CEO go or the MP going, we must have someone capable to come and make a presentation. But we agreed that we'll include our final letter today. If they fail to report, then we'll report to plenary to take the necessary legislative action.
So the secretary, letter should come from the Secretary of the Senate with very strong wordings, and because by next week Thursday, all of the reports should be in from the different committees. Thank you. If we don't hear from you Tuesday, we'll bring it a plenary will take charge. You know that briefing? That's that briefing. So by Tuesday, we should have some report on the floor. The briefing from the Joint Committee comprising Transport, Mines and Energy, and Judiciary, including concession investment on a matter of alleged disenfranchisement of Liberian-owned businesses by concession companies.
Madam President and colleagues, the committees have started the work. We sent a communication to the ministry, and the minister came and we gave him details how we want to proceed. We want to work in two phases. We will have our public hearing here, and then after the public hearing, we will, as a committee, the three members of the three committees, we will also visit the sites of those operations, and then so that we can come and give you a full report, as the letter was written by our colleague from Boni County. So we are on course, Madam President. We have also requested the agreement that was signed by those different concessionaires so that we can review them and then we conduct our hearing.
So we're looking for compliance to the local content aspect of the agreement. Okay, so next week Thursday you're reporting? Okay. Take that, send it.
For the Committee on Public Accounts and Audit. On
Madam Pro Tem and colleagues, yesterday we met with the integrity institutions and including the General Auditing Commission in their update to us on their plans for this year. The Auditor General mentioned that the GAC will be undertaking audits of all donor-funded projects that come through our government system. In the case of USAID, unfortunately, they are not in a position to audit their programs because the American money does not come through our system. Only about $500,000 come through our system to support the health sector. It's called the FARA, the Fixed Amount Reimbursement Program, where the government pre-finance specific expenditures agreed to by USAID and the Ministry of Health, and then upon completion and auditing, they reimburse the government. So they will be auditing that particular aspect of the program. They've sent engagement letters to the PIUs, and that's all we have. My recommendation is for us to engage the Minister of Foreign Affairs through the Committee of Foreign Affairs chair to see if we can ask the Americans to give our General Auditing Commission access to their financials for the programs they've funded in Liberia over the years. Thank you.
So when do we conclude on this?
All of this will be included in our quarterly report to you before we close.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Madam President and colleagues. Thank you to the chairman on the committee on PSC. Madam President and colleagues, the issue that I raised, that the chairman spoke about, the implementer of those funding and the end users, those agencies, that's what I'm talking about, not USAID. The agencies, Madam President, here's the information. Those national NGOs and then international NGOs that are implementing USAID funding are creating problems for government officials, most especially lawmakers. They are telling people that the international partners that send those funding, that they use most of those funding on government officials in order to implement those projects, which is wrong. We want details, we want to know how they use those money, where those money have gone. They should not come up and say they use money to give government officials. We want to know which of the government officials they give money to. So we want an audit of those implementing agencies. That's the communication that's on the floor.
Agencies, government agencies, their NGOs, their international partners. Do we have the authority to?
Exactly. That's the issue that we face, because USAID brings in their own companies from America to implement their programs, and these companies subcontract to NGOs that are accountable to them in implementing these programs. But the NGO sector is under the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Perhaps it would be good to, for us to contact the minister to see if the unit can invite the specific agencies or NGOs that you're talking about for a conference to understand.
So only USAID can audit.
Correct.
Those partners.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't have the authority to audit those partners or NGOs they're working with.
Well, is it possible for you to identify who said it?
Yeah.
Madam Pro Tem, my doubt to support Senator Joseph.
My doubt in it is money for these projects will be announced to the people of Liberia that the United States government, through USAID, made so and so money and millions of dollars available for Liberia. The Liberian people, now feeling the impact, the direct impact of the money, feel that the government is corrupt. And then government pay high price for it.
So it's not to tell our people that the money don't come to us.
Yeah, I mean, it's so embarrassing for all of us in government. And so it's a critical issue. I think
They want
the Senate should look at it.
to government agencies, that's what I mean. If it's
Yeah.
coming to government agencies, then we have the authority to audit. But you can do a follow-up on that. When I said we don't have the authority, that means, I think we had those conversations here before with GAC. So if those agencies are subject to audit of the GAC, then I think we should do that communication right away. Yeah.
I was in a meeting as member of the PAC with the chairman, I think Senator Gibbon Smith, Senator Saros, Senator Snowkin, the Auditor General of Liberia informed us that those implementing institutions of government, implementing user-funded programs are up for audit. Correct?
They can be audited by GAC.
Once the funding was given to a government sector institution or NGO, the GSC will audit them. Correct, Mr. Chair?
Government sector, not NGO.
The government sector.
Yes.
If you say announce 20 million for school feeding,
Through education.
going through education can be audited. That's what the GSC Auditor General said yesterday on his list of institutions for auditing.
Yeah,
Mr. Chairman, correct?
Yeah, let me provide additional clarity.
So in that case, then
That's what Madam Pro Tem, 1 minute. That's what I just said. Of all of the USAID money, the only money that goes through our government system directly to our government institution is the one to health. They will audit that. But the school feeding program is done through their offices here that subcontracted to, Liberian NGOs or even private sector people. So I just want us to.
So can we have formal communications to have those documented? Let us know which agency and ministry GAC can audit, and those NGOs that we cannot audit, just to support Senator Joseph's request.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can do
We
that.
can identify that into the communication from here.
Yeah, we can request from the Ministry of Finance information on USAID funding and where they went, then we can go from there.
Yeah, so I think we should have done that by now to identify where to go. All right. Secretary of the Senate.
Referring from the Joint Committee comprising Foreign Affairs, Ways, Means, Finance, and Budget and Defense on an expression of interest to host an Ecowas institutional agency in Liberia. Briefing.
Ecowas.
Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues, by our protocol, the Secretariat is supposed to formally communicate. Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues, the Joint Committee has now received the authority from plenary through the Secretariat formally, unless we can be proven otherwise. But meanwhile, we called the Minister of Foreign Affairs yesterday and gave her an informal information regarding this concern raised by Senator Evan Snow, which is very, very important, that Liberia makes every effort to get at least one of the Ecowas institutions headquartered in Liberia. And so we had the Minister of Foreign Affairs yesterday in our office in the conference room when we had some discussions around this. And as soon as we get the formal authority from plenary through the Secretariat,
we will hold these discussions, these consultations, and then report to plenary accordingly. But we began some informal discussion with the minister who was here yesterday with us. Okay, so let's find out from the secretariat. You haven't communicated this to the committee?
But Protem and presiding update in the office of the Foreign Affairs General, one Tom Clark signed for it. Ways and Means Richard at the Heron signed in the office of
Tom Clark in my office. Thank you. You will take the trouble. All right. So all of the committees received their communication. Yeah, and so we'll take the appropriate action now officially. Okay. When do you report on that? We'll do Tuesday so that the committee can have the adequacy of time. The expected space of joint committee. All right, thank you. Secretary Senator.
on potential conflict developing in a Christian community, mainly the United Methodist Church, Internal Affairs, Defense, and Judiciary.
Who's the lead committee? Internal Affairs? Senator Brown?
Thank you, Program, and distinguished colleagues. On behalf of the Joint Committee,
Chifa.
which comprises Internal Affairs, Judiciary, Defense, and Security, I want to thank plenary for giving us this great task. The church in Liberia has played over the years a great role in our country, in our society, and even in our personal lives. And so giving back to the church in terms of seeking to bring peace to one of the denominations, I think it's a good thing, and it's something that we should all look forward to. Program, based on your mandate and plenary's mandate, we held the first hearing here in the Senate chambers on March 7th, last Friday. Those appearing were the Honorable Minister of Justice, he was here, the Liberian National Police, in the absence of the Inspector General, who was out of Monrovia, the two principal lieutenants, 101 and 102 were in attendance. The Reverend Dr. Jerry Kula and a delegation of 5 persons representing the Global United Methodist Church. Notably absent was the Bishop Samuel Choir and delegation from the United Methodist Church. Pro-tem colleagues, what the Joint Committee sought to do first, before going into the nitty-gritty of the issue that is causing the conflict, the Joint Committee sought to first de-escalate the tensions between the two rival parties. The second thing we sought to achieve was to get the police and the security apparatus to be neutral into the conflict and not to allow themselves to be used by other side to the detriment of the order. At the end of the hearing, the joint committee made specific recommendations towards de-escalation. We sought to have the two congregations having peaceful assemblies in their various places of worship and to allow for a peaceful worship services throughout Liberia. The side that told them the message from the joint committee of the hearing. However, the bishop called and said that he was bereaved, and so we could not meet him at that time. And so what we thought to do was to transmit through communication our recommendations to the two parties, which we did. Bishop Kula wrote back acknowledging receipt of our recommendations with thanks. Due to the absence of Bishop Kula and his team, the Joint Committee has decided to continue the hearings this coming Friday, 12 noon, here at the Senate Chambers. We want to invite our colleagues who will be interested in bringing peace to this denomination. The meeting, as I said, is planned for this Friday, March 14 at 12 noon, here at the Senate Chambers. Again, the second meeting will be focusing on de-escalation of the tension. We did that to the first, Dr. Kula's side. We want to do similar exercise with Bishop Kwayo's side. It is our prayers and I hope that they will attend so that we can do similar things. And once we can get the two of them to agree to de-escalate and submit to our negotiation processes, program will draw up our plan of action and submit it to this plenary. In the meantime, we want to appeal to all of our colleagues that as the Senate is going through this mediation process, we ourselves should refrain from making statements that will escalate the tensions. So let us all remain calm, hold our positions until this committee can submit a report to plenary. Thank you, President.
Yeah, Senator.
Thank you all. President, the information I wanted to provide, I didn't hear Senator Brown talking about what plenary told him to do. We did not ask him to de-escalate. We asked him that what the people were doing in that church were against the Constitution. They were against our laws. Let me finish.
That's true. Don't laugh at you like
They were against our laws. They were against our laws. And we have.
So, Senator Taylor,
Yes.
Senator Taylor, you asked a committee to work. They've given their initial briefing.
But it was not what we saw him to do.
What he has not given the final report, you have to meet here before you come to a final conclusion of what you want to do. After you start a conversation with us mediating.
I don't want to say it. And when I call you again, like that, you forget. But is that happening? Yeah, I say it. I know you did. It's not happening. It's wrong.
Senator Taylor, the committee can draw up their own roadmap how they want to handle this issue. So wait for the report. This is the final briefing. Yeah. How can you come to a conclusion with us mediating? Yeah, come here.
The chairperson was that people were Senator People is here. He says people were practicing gay life in Liberia.
Order.
It's against our constitution.
Order.
He said I want
Senator Taylor.
Pro tem order.
Senator Taylor. Please wait for the committee to do their work. There are conflict, and you have to start with mediation. Senator Taylor.
No, it's the same line because it's a briefing.
Yeah.
Then we want to report it, we'll debate it.
Yeah, it's a conflict. They're giving us briefing. It starts with mediation. We can't tell them how to work. We have to wait for the report for our comments. So I want to so why I can't wait for the report? I come to you.
Yeah, Madam Protest, hello, Simeon.
But if you are a Methodist as your Methodist, when I speak today, it matters. You Methodist?
No, I'm a Presbyterian. I'm a Presbyterian. Honor Protest.
A Presbyterian?
Honor Protest.
A Methodist are conflicted.
Protest.
What a Methodist? We want independent views. No, I'm not about the committee. I'm not talking about the court. Senator Lupe.
Yeah, protest. Hello.
Hey, I see.
Protest order, please.
All right, you will speak when you are recognized.
Protest order, please.
You will speak when you are recognized. And Brian, you will speak. Let's see how much is a Lupe.
I have to make a statement.
You will provide a speak on the Lupe.
Protest, I think, Senator Taylor raised a very important
I'm going to ask General a briefing from the committee. Senator Brown's latest report. I need to get our motion. Instead of just discussion.
Do you want to open this briefing for discussion? I also will wait for the report for the debate. 16.
Thank you.
I'm not close. Yeah, wait for the report. There will be a confusion right here. Let me see how to the briefing over. Set up, pick over work. We are committee work with the report.
Let's not provide information that's not right.
Well, we already concluded on that. We concluded on that. We said the committee is right to do mediation.
And why you said that is wrong, it is not even.
We agree that it was wrong. The committee has to work. Like they said in AOP. Police grants. Great. Said Ayatollah, you fine. Said Abatikwa, you are fine. Who else? Said Azopena, you are fine. Okay, sorry. Japanese friend. The Japanese friend.
Bring some order in your case. We are not punishing that. We will never
Pro-Tem is trigger colleagues. Pro-Tem will brought to the attention of our colleagues that the past and present government, we want to go for some development, but as far as we are concerned, those money are not being used for the internal purpose. So we want to find out from the past ministers, Foreign Affairs and Commerce, and the present ministers, Foreign Affairs and Commerce now, to tell us the money that been coming in the country for the Japanese rice, and then tell the Liberian people what they do with the money. I'm talking about your Kenya. So, protest the studio colleagues. I want for the Commission on Foreign Affairs. You replace him. Take it. Thank you.
Senator, you're fine. 2 times. 200.
So protest. So protest. I will ask the chair on foreign affairs. So I want for the minister. The Minister of Foreign Affairs now and the Minister of Commerce, let them please tell us what they're doing with the Japanese brand. Thank you, protest.
So that AOB briefing on the Japanese grant. Anybody has anything to say? AOB open Senator Finley.
Madam President, this distinguished colleague, I'm qualified because I sit as a senator, so no, a former. I think I want to thank Senator Penna for bringing this matter. You know, over the years, the Japanese have made contributions that have impacted the lives of the Liberian people. I think it will require an in-depth report of projects, money, funds that have come to Liberia through these gifts, so that the public will know. I don't think it's a secret. There's nothing secret about it. I served as foreign minister. I expended some of those funds to projects that include roads, markets, housing. So I'm not reporting, I'm not briefing. I'm not like people giving brief. No, it's not there. It's in Maryland. So I think this is a very important matter, so that these, and it's also in line with Senator Joseph's concern that funds coming to Liberia, what are they used for? So I think the issue of bringing the Minister of Foreign Affairs, that funding is based with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, strictly in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You cannot expend a dime without the Minister of Foreign Affairs approval. So I think that's where we need to go and get the proper information and detail. I want to say thank you, Senator Senator Penna, for bringing that up. Thank you, Madam President.
Senator Snow. So who's spending the money?
No. Protem.
Senator Snow.
Thank you, Protem. I don't know if Senator Penna listened to the radio yesterday morning, but Penna all listened to OKS. The coordinator for that fund or for the rights to the Japanese grant or whatever was on the radio. And it was quite embarrassing some of the things he was saying. So I think Steve Franklin. So the communication from Senator Penna, I think, is very serious. Yeah, and we should take it. It's very embarrassing. What he was saying yesterday, the way the process is being handled, even the current situation. So I think I want to commend him for that. But maybe commerce needs to be added too. So I think Franklin to be at commerce. Yesterday on the radio, he said he was moved to foreign affairs, and it has a lot of confusion. If anybody from Japan had listened to that interview yesterday, we call the government then to start sending rent. So it was very embarrassing for them. So I think this is something we should take seriously and see if we can handle it as expeditiously as possible. But it's quite embarrassing for us.
Thank you. Who else? Anybody else? So can we get a motion? Can we get a motion? No, this is a serious matter, and we need a committee to handle that. Senator Snow.
Distinguished colleagues, having listened to the communication from the esteemed gentleman from Liberia County, I move it as an opinion second that this report be sent to the committees on public accounts, expenditure, foreign affairs.
No, it's not a report, so it was on AOB.
Yeah,
It's on AOB.
Sorry, that is concerned, or the brief concern that Taylor from the panel is sent to, because of the urgency, it's sent to the committee on public accounts and expenditure.
Public accounts.
Well, I think my motion put an account already there.
Okay.
We promoted you up there. This is flow for them. Committee on public accounts, foreign affairs, and commerce.
You fine.
No problem. I'm just saying I'm around. So put them.
What about resetting?
I move that.
We had a motion already.
The lead committee is foreign affairs. Foreign affairs, commerce, public accounts, and report to plenary in 1 week.
We've already said in the motion, are you ready to vote? On readiness from Senator Finlay? Yes, is there properly dressed?
I won't talk to him because he knows the story. That's why he just come back to me this morning. First time
It's all by your court? It's all by your court?
No, I can't speak about that. Anyway, Protem, I will be ready to vote. I serve in the capacity as foreign minister, and I serve on the Committee on Foreign Affairs as well as PAC. I would like for the motion to please recuse me. Okay.
You have to provide information to the committee. Patrick, you should be the resource person. No. You get the institutional memory. You're the resource person to that committee. Move up. Sarah Brown, ready enough?
Protem, distinguished colleagues, listening to Senator Pennell, it appears to me that this matter is more of an accountability issue than diplomacy. It's more, if you listen to him, it's more of an accountability issue than diplomacy. And therefore, I'll be ready to vote. If the woman can put the lead committee, PFC, because they are to ensure accountability of usage of funds.
Mura? Oh. Mura? Mura? Mura?
Technically, PSC should be on it till the investigation is over. Correct. But for now, let me respectfully reject and let Foreign Affairs continue to do his work. Thank you.
All right. No other readiness. Senator Yatwine, last on readiness.
Ready to vote if the movement can add the Judiciary Committee on grounds that in the past, this Japanese fund issue, people were investigated and some people went to court. Some people were, dragged to court and those cases are still pending. So saying it has some legal ramifications surrounding it, we ask that the Judiciary Committee
be added to the investigative committee so that we can make some informed judicial decision on that. I'll be ready to vote if you accept.
Moving. So with all that clear, are you ready to vote? All in favor say yea. Again. So 1 week. 1 week to report. Any ALB? Patent right?
Thank you, for the opportunity. Distinguished colleague. The issue of patent is lingering in the market, especially for Liberian entrepreneurs. And we thought it wise to bring the situation to plenary for discussion to have the matter resolved for our business community. That letter was sent to the Committee on Comments and another committee, if I'm not mistaken, judiciary. But it has been 1 month. It has been over 1 month, and we haven't heard anything about it for the committee. So I thought it wise to bring it to the plenary, so that those committee responsible can give us some briefing on where we are, because it's a very important issue for the Liberian community, business community especially.
He's handing it. Okay.
Yeah, okay, distinguished colleagues. The committee cited the minister and asked her to submit out of the patent document. She did, but unfortunately this morning she wrote and said she won't be here because the hearing happened today. She wrote and said she won't be in the country, and she asked that we please allow her a week because she wants to be, in the discussion. So I get to Senator Saros that by next week, Thursday, we'll have the hearing, and then from there we'll report to plenary. Thank you.
All right, so that's clear. That's the Thursday. Agenda accepted. Motion to adjourn. All in favor say yea. Okay.
Well, folks, I want to say thanks for watching Spoon TV. Thanks to all of you across the world for joining us. This is how I would like to end up this very special broadcast here. I bring you a live coverage of the session of the Liberian Senate. My name is Nelson Colette. I will come your way again. Have a good day. Bye-bye for now.